Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and senior dignitaries. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Manchester and the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall for today's graduation ceremony. In particular, I welcome our graduands, whose magnificent achievements and hard work we are here to celebrate. I'm also delighted to see so many friends, family and supporters here. I thank you for the support and encouragement that you've given to our graduands during their studies, which has been so important to their success. Just like the staff in the School of Health Sciences, you can be extremely proud of what they have achieved. Before we begin today, I would like to say a few words about the institution whose name is written on the certificate that our graduands will soon be receiving. From its origins in the early 19th century, this has been a university ready to embrace and engage with the wider world. You'll struggle to find ivory towers here. At the present time, Manchester is already regarded as one of the finest universities in Europe, but we are determined to become one of the best in the world. With 173 nationalities on campus, the University of Manchester is truly a global institution and one that will remain so, valuing its European and international staff, students and alumni. No fewer than 25 Nobel Prizes have been awarded to our staff and former students, and our alumni occupy the highest positions in the world of business, politics, media and the professions. Future leaders in all of those domains, I'm sure, are sitting in front of me now. You will see outside some of the investments that the university is making in the buildings and equipment to improve the experience of our students and to keep our research at the leading edge. But it isn't bricks, mortar, wires, technology or pieces of paper that make a university so great and so successful. It's our students, our staff, our people. During your time in Manchester, you as graduands have helped make the university what it is today. And this ceremony is as much about honouring you for that valuable contribution as it is about celebrating your academic achievement. A degree ceremony, of course, is far more than obtaining a piece of paper and a few letters after your name. It's a rite of passage, marking the move from one stage of life to another. Some of you will remain in the world of higher education and research, but for many the transformation will be to the world of work. And if you're still feeling the effects of the pressures of your deadlines from your academic endeavours, then perhaps you can take some solace from the words of one of the first great teachers, Aristotle, who told us that the roots of education are bitter, but its fruit is sweet. This year, we are delighted to present our first ever Stellify graduates. Stellify is our programme offering students a unique and personalised set of activities designed to help them develop the distinctive attributes of a University of Manchester graduate, such as being a globally responsible citizen, being highly employable, and being resourceful. And the event today, our graduation ceremony today, is very proud and much better for having you taking part in those activities. So we thank you for doing so. Obtaining a degree is a hugely important milestone, and we rightly congratulate you and celebrate your success. But this is just the beginning of a journey and your association with the university. As the class of 2019, you will not only take with you the friendship formed in your years with us, but also the membership of a wider family of 400,000 who come together in our Alumni Association. One last message before we proceed is to remind you that a degree does not only confer on you the recognition that you have gained in terms of knowledge. In the age when the trust in many of our leading public and private institutions has been damaged, we rely even more on the integrity and informed skepticism that the trained mind can offer. Wherever you go in the world, you are responsible for carrying these values with you and instilling them in those around you. Today's ceremony is also special because it's with great pleasure that we welcome back one of our former students, Dr. Rubina Shah, MBE, Chartered Consultant Psychologist and Director of the University's Doubleday Centre for the Patient Experience. Rubina has held national and international leadership roles with the Department of Health, the Ministry of Justice, the Royal College of General Practitioners, the General Medical Council, Health Education England, and the World Health Organization. She was the National NHS Trust Advisor on Patient Safety to the NHS National Patient Safety Agency, and for the last 5 years, she has been the Director of our Doubleday Centre for the Patient Experience and the Academic Lead for Patient Safety education and values-based practice. It is a great pleasure to have Rubina with us today, and we are delighted to honour her with an Outstanding Alumni Award during this ceremony. So without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Peter Clayton, Deputy Dean from the Faculty of Biology, Medicine and Health, to present the Outstanding Alumni Award. Thank you.
Associate Vice President, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, it gives me enormous pleasure to introduce our guest, the recipient of the University of Manchester Outstanding Alumni Award for 2019, Dr. Rubina Shah, MBE. Back in the early 80s, Rubina asked her psychology teacher which university would be best for an undergraduate psychology degree. The response came without hesitation: head to Manchester. Her passion for psychology was inspired by her father's own reflections and recollections of studying the subject, how the debates had broadened his mind and challenged his own ideas. His stories had stuck with her, so much so that by the age of 18, she was determined that a psychology career was the only way forward. And her teacher's recommendation to study at Manchester was particularly convenient. On the day of her interview, she cycled the 3 miles from her family home in Chorlton to what was then known as Coupland 2 building. She remembers how the building's tall entrance doors felt so imposing, a metaphor for the giant task she was about to take on. But most of all, she remembers how happy she was that the university was so close to Manchester Museum. She was a frequent visitor to the museum, so studying within a stone's throw was a dream come true. Soon after the excitement of Freshers' Week faded away, it was time to start learning. Even back then, Rubina's work ethic was clear. On her first day, she was the first outside the lecture theatre waiting to get started. Eventually, an elderly man with grey hair and a briefcase turned up. Keen to learn from her new tutor, she sat down and waited for him to start talking, only to discover he was an equally keen, although somewhat more mature, new psychology student. 2 lecturers stood out for Rubina from those early days. The name of one who taught social psychology has faded in the mists of time, but the vivid memory of him refusing to tie any of the laces on his boots sticks with her even today. Her favourite lecturer, though, was Professor James Reason. She remembers being, in her words, utterly mesmerised in his lectures. It must have stood her in good stead. By the time she graduated, she'd already secured a job with Manchester Social Services as a community psychologist. Since then, Rubina has worked continuously, except of course for her 3 periods of maternity leave. Over the next few years, she completed her PhD, maintained her links with the university, and wrote her first book, The Silent Minority: Children with Disabilities in Asian Families. It was the book's publication that cemented her reputation. She was the first person in Europe to research young children and family carers from the South Asian community. And it set off a chain of events that saw her career progressing from one major post to another. As you've heard, she's held national and international leadership roles within the Department of Health, the Ministry of Justice, the Royal College of General Practitioners, the General Medical Council, Health Education England, and the World Health Organization. She's also held many ministerial and prime ministerial appointments and is one of just 50 members of the NHS General Assembly. For the last 5 years, she's been director of our Doubleday Centre for Patient Experience and the academic lead for patient safety education and values-based practice. She was also National NHS Trust Advisor on the patient safety to the NHS National Patient Safety Agency, where she was reintroduced to a familiar figure, Professor James Reason, who had so captured her attention 3 decades ago. In a CV littered with outstanding achievements, writing The Silent Majority is one of the career highlights that stood out for Rubina. Another is publishing the first training pack to help medical professionals tell parents their child has an impairment that may lead to disability. So too does completing a research project with Barnardo's on young carers that generated a huge impact both academically and at a national policy level. And there is the decision by Heritage Open Days and the National Trust to include Rubina in their national Put Her Forward campaign, which created small statues of 25 living women who've positively impacted the people around them. Last year, Rubina was appointed by the Queen to the role of High Sheriff of Manchester, with her best friend and fellow Manchester psychology graduate, Claire Davison, acting as her chaplain on the big day. The ceremonial High Sheriff's uniform is the outfit Rubina chose for her Put Her Forward statue. The statue is currently touring the UK as part of an exhibition, but its final resting place could not be more fitting, the Manchester Museum. For the girl who was thrilled to study somewhere so close to the museum, who whiled away her childhood on endless visits, and who's contributed so much to life at the university and in the wider city for the last 3 decades, we're thrilled that Rubina Shah will now be a part of the museum. Her impact will certainly not be forgotten, and we know there's still so much more to come. Associate Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the recipient of the University of Manchester Outstanding Alumni Award for 2019, Dr. Rubina Shah, MBE.
Sorry, I'm just catching my breath. Associate Vice President, Lord Mayor of Manchester, Councillor Generals, honoured and distinguished guests, graduates, dear family and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am truly humbled and honoured to receive this award and would like to personally thank Rebecca Bishop and the University of Manchester Alumni Association for my nomination. Thank you very much indeed. At my graduation, all those years ago, it never crossed my mind that I would return again one day as a former student to this beautiful and historical building to receive such a prestigious and distinguished award. I can still vividly recall how I felt on graduation day. I remember feeling unsettled, anxious, frantically searching for my parents amongst the crowd, hoping to catch a glimpse of them before the formal ceremony began. So eager to see their warm smiles, receive their reassurance and their blessing. This I achieved in abundance. My father somehow knew. He stood up and waved towards me, and without sound, told me, "It's okay, we are here and we're very proud of you." A silent message, so clearly understood, a silent message I will never forget. Sadly, a few months following my graduation, my father passed away. Totally unexpectedly, I lost a parent, my friend, and my confidant, my significant other. I miss him to this day, and I still attach great importance to what he and my mother taught me about the values that shape, influence, and define our place in society. A values-based persona, not achieved by a badge or a qualification, but earned through our lived experience by being honest, respectful, caring, showing kindness and compassion towards others. Today, as a recipient of this award, I am grateful for the opportunity to think back and reflect, to remember friends, teachers, colleagues, and family who have impacted upon my life and enabled me to achieve so much. With their help and support, I have learned about the value of humility, the value of humanity, teamworking, friendship, shared learning, and the happiness that comes from enabling the many and not just the few. Psychology has played its part. By taking clinical, developmental and social psychology in my final year, I had the knowledge that would contribute and contextualise and inform my future career and develop my specialist interest in psychosocial medicine and learning disability. Like my parents and my faith, psychology too has been a great companion. And I truly believe psychology is a degree that prepares you both for your personal life but also for your professional life too. It helps us to manage and cope with change. It encourages critical thinking. It inspires creativity. It activates the free spirit, responds to your inquiring mind, and equips us with the ability to explore, to innovate, and to unpack the world around us. It ignites our passion and our capacity to learn about the lived experience of others and to develop the capability, the skill set, and the value base to understand what really matters to people, irrespective of their background, their culture, or their circumstances. Put simply, psychology enables you to travel, just as I have, across many domains and within professional constructs in a variety of careers that include academia, research, technology, law, health, education, social care, and even football, especially if you are, wait for it, a Manchester City fan. So celebrate your graduation and celebrate it well. You deserve to. May you grow in confidence and find success in whatever career pathway you choose. I hope you'll always be happy and learn to value the small things that you achieve in life, as well as the great. Before I conclude, I would like to thank the alumni team for organising the event, which has been absolutely super. A huge thank you to all the civic dignitaries, colleagues, friends and family for making the time to be with me on this special occasion. And last but not least, a heartfelt thanks to my dear husband Tariq and our beautiful children Zainab, Ali and Rabia and Suleiman. I have been blessed to enjoy a fulfilling life. I am confident that our graduates too will go on to achieve great things and be recognised for their valuable contribution that they will make in the future, locally, regionally, internationally and on the global stage. So may I take this opportunity finally to wish all our graduates the very, very best for the future. Many congratulations to you and to your families. Finally, as you have heard, it was my father who inspired me to read psychology, and I'm so glad that he did. And so, Daddy, this is for you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, graduands and distinguished and honoured guests. I'm Professor Kay Marshall, and I have the privilege of being the head of the School of Health Sciences, in which the Division of Psychology and Mental Health sits. The School of Health Sciences is in turn one of 3 schools that make up the Faculty of Biology, Medicine and Health. And psychology at Manchester is very good indeed, as judged by the quality of its people, those sitting behind me and with me on the stage, and of course, the people waiting to come up and collect their degrees, our students, present and of course past. We have students from over 104 countries in our school, which is hugely beneficial to us, as these students bring not only knowledge, but also their culture. And this in turn enriches our culture, and I hope that all of our overseas students take a little bit of the powerhouse that is Manchester back home with them. However, before going any further, it's right that our students thank the very important group of people who are with us today, without whom their learning journey may not have happened or been so smooth. So if all of our graduates can just stand up and give their friends and family a round of applause, please. Thank you. Health Sciences has had a great year for research. We've exceeded expectations. Only last week we received confirmation that our Applied Research Collaboration, or ARC project, has been funded to the tune of £9.3 million. The ARC will address key healthcare challenges, including those associated with poor mental health. And from the great work that is and will be done here, I hope it's obvious that we support parity of esteem in terms of physical and mental health and well-being. The ARC, coupled to our well-funded policy research units, will speed up and support evidence-based political change at the macro level. You may be asking why research is important to those waiting to graduate today. Well, this quote from one of our student surveys sums it up better than I can. The modules are taught by people who are experts in their fields, and therefore teaching is very enthusiastic and cutting edge. Research-driven teaching ensures that our graduates are not only fit for employment now, but also for the future. And I would like to use this opportunity to address one other key theme that emerged in another survey, the recently published National Students' Union survey. A number of health science students describe their courses as hard, demanding, or academically challenging. I make no apology for this, as I would say that the world of work is also hard, demanding, and challenging. Professor Haddock will tell you more about our work in psychology and mental health shortly. I'm a psychology outsider, but I do recognise quality, as does the university, with several of our staff receiving awards this year for their ongoing work in constantly improving what we do and how we do it. The British Psychological Society also recognise our commitment and have encouraged us to develop more doctoral programmes, starting with forensic psychology. It may be hard to think now, when collecting your first degree, that you may be tempted back for more, but you may well indeed come back for more and want to invest in your lifelong learning as you look further to the future. Social responsibility is also very important to us and ours in Manchester. We and our students and graduates strive to make a difference. This year, staff and students from the division were recognised for their fantastic work on the PEWS programme, which stands for Psychology, Education and Wellbeing in Schools, as well as being involved in delivering and coordinating the very successful 999 What's Your Emergency outreach activity. Finally, today we celebrate the hard work that it has taken you to get here. This means you've got the entry ticket to the next phase of your life as you use your education. I know from meeting many of our alumni that our graduates go on to do great things. I've been impressed by some stunning portfolio careers, and on reflection I recognise that all of our graduates exhibit common characteristics, as exemplified by our outstanding alumna today, Dr. Rabina Shah. Our graduates are confident and not afraid to make brave decisions. They have tremendous energy and a propensity to work hard. But they're also altruistic and recognise their responsibilities to others. And to us, as many graduates come back to give time back to nurture the next generation of psychologists. So please do stay in touch with us and remain part of our community. Take and make opportunities, some of which we can't even imagine yet. Be brave, be bold as you go out to change the world. Good luck to you all. I'd now like to introduce Professor Jill Haddock. Thank you.
Good afternoon, graduates, parents, families, friends, and our distinguished guests. Today is when we recognise all the hard work that's led you to this moment. All our graduates have achieved something really special, and each year there are many that have had to overcome significant challenges to reach this point. I congratulate you all. Psychology at Manchester has a long and distinguished history spanning more than 100 years. In 1909, Thomas Hatherley Peer became the university's first lecturer in psychology. Peer was part of the university's thriving intellectual life and belonged to a group which included the Nobel Prize-winning Ernest Rutherford and other leading scientists of the time. Peer spent the First World War helping to understand, diagnose and treat shell shock seen following trauma during World War I. Based on this work, Peer was appointed Britain's first full-time professor of psychology in 1919, 100 years ago. And our first degree in psychology was awarded in 1922. So you were part of a community which is over 100 years old. Now psychology at Manchester spans a wide range of expertise, from basic psychological processes and the functioning of the brain, right through to the practical application of psychological theory in finding solutions to problems, including, for example, understanding the best ways of helping refugees through the stresses of conflict and displacement, an area that Peer would have recognised 100 years ago. We study and teach a wide range of different aspects of psychology, for example, how people react to things, how we experience and remember emotion and pain, the way memory works, language, communication, verbal and non-verbal behaviour, reasoning, decision-making and perception, and examining the brain functioning underlying these. And you have all contributed to the expertise in this area by enthusiastically attending and contributing to lectures, seminars and reading groups. And you've completed a very challenging degree, which has given you a complex set of highly valued skills. Crucially, you've been trained as researchers, able to ask critical questions and problem solve. And this research training culminates in the final year project, which you have also all completed. And this year's graduates have completed a diverse range of inspirational projects. For example, parents of children with autism's experience of support from services, Afro-Caribbean service users' experience of family intervention for schizophrenia, gender stereotyped evaluations of political candidates, neural correlates of economic decision-making, and gay men's experiences of parenting, to name but a few. And students here have studied in a truly international environment amongst peers from all over Europe, yes, but also China, Lebanon, Korea, India, Turkey, and Nigeria. And one of those international students, Daming Liu, has overcome significant challenges to study here in the UK. He's faced these challenges with a very positive attitude and serves as a true inspiration to others. 11 of our graduates travelled abroad for an additional year of studies in other world-renowned universities, in Madrid, Queensland, Sydney, California, Massachusetts and Ontario, and others have spent their third year on placement working for people like Unilever, Jaguar Land Rover, L'Oreal and the NHS. Others have completed short work placements with charities such as the Princess Trust, Mind, Mood Swings and Reach Out. And alongside those significant achievements, we'd particularly like to acknowledge the work of the graduates here today who've taken part in community-based projects alongside their studies. For example, Grace Vella's passion for empowering young girls inspired her to launch her own startup company, Miss Kick, which sells female-oriented football merchandise with parts of the profits used to support grassroots girls' football teams. All of the work that's gone on has been recognised with numerous awards. For example, our outstanding peer mentoring scheme was awarded the Community of the Year Award, with two of the student coordinators here, Callum Mogridge and Lise Rodseth, and our lead staff member, Doran Cohen, receiving outstanding contribution awards. In addition, I would really like to mention our other fantastic staff who've worked tirelessly to support you throughout your studies. Notably, our course director, Dr. Alison Fisher, won the university's Distinguished Achievement Medal as Teacher of the Year. Dr. Doran Cohen won the Students' Union Awards as Supervisor of the Year, and Pat Watkinson won the Best Postgraduate Teaching Assistant Award. And as you graduate today, you follow in the footsteps of many other graduates for whom Manchester has been the start of their career. And your degree certificate is a sign of the very high level of knowledge that you've attained. The University of Manchester is well known around the world, and you can be proud to know that you're graduating from such a fine university. We are proud of you and wish you every success as you move on to the next stage of your career. Good luck.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Practice in Forensic Mental Health, Matthew John Gregory. And in Forensic Psychology and Mental Health, Fiona Louise MacDonald. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology with Honours, Mia Abbott. Isra Khalid Kabil Abdullah Salam. Rahel Abraham. Zainab Ahmed. Sumana Asan. Lydia Rose Ainsworth. Selina Akhtar. Chelsea Allen. Sadaf Ansari. Arpana Arora. Akil Babria. Hamida Begum. Basil Paul Ivan Benoiten. Joseph Beswick. Leah Bethel. Megan Laura Bishop. Callum Christopher Blanchard. Bassine Bokum. Jonathan Booth. Olivia Burke-Smith. Josie Calderwood. Emily Jane Carney. Anaira Lilith Carter. Rufus Gareth Kethlin Jones. Aksa Mobeen Chowdhury. Luxandra Arena Sismaru. Zachariah Crease. Daniela Cullen. Lucia Curry. Fahima Dalla. Sarah Dario Moy. Megan Bethany Jane Davies. Jacob Ernest Day. Felix Diane. Marta Delbeck Enger. Otiri Dowding. Phoebe Rose Emson. Paula Fix. Lorna Sophie Goodwin Foster. Charlotte Fox. Anna Amaya Gartska. Andrew Gaskell. Jemima Etta Gavron. Isabella Jovey. Lydia Gurdon. Alyssa Hyder. Edward Han. Yeron Han. Fionn Harris. Amelia Heslop. Shannon Higson Smith. Jessica Hill. Anya Louise Howard. Shannon Rose Howard. Harissa Hussain. Anam Iqbal. Anissa Juhan Ali. Michaela Jones. Charlotte Jordan. Monique Jordan Stewart. Demante Kavalowskati. Luena Elizabeth Kemp. Soyeon Kim. Afra Kite. Fatima Kola. Eun Song Kwon. Robbie Elliott Kine. Tyler Lamert. Sarah Elizabeth Langrudy. Kyle James Lees. Courtney Louise Rosetta Levy. Ellen Lewis. Rebecca Jane Lewis. Arthur Linzel. Daming Liu. Marianne Lucas. Lauren Kate Lunny. Molly McCarthy. Sophie McCready. Nancy Rose MacDonald. Stephen Meadow. Natalia Mayer. Rebecca Lauren Millard. Charlotte Jane Millicheap. Indra Mishkanate. Callum Dennis Mugridge. Layla Mohammed. Liberty Morrison. Amit Jaitley Mukherjee. Dandy Murray. Grace Rosemary Murray. Ornella Sylvia Navari. Laura Netto. Sophie Newton. Lucy Nixon. Esther Okros. Isabel Sarah Carmel O'Rourke. Emily Charlotte Oswell. Eve Panton. Alicia Parchment. Caitlin Parsons. Kavita Patel. Georgia Patterson. Ellen Jessica Pini. Emily Platts. Sophie Pollard. Ryan Anthony Pownall. Selena Prema. Tatiana Prochauskova. Gaia Ragoni. Danyajri Ramadori. Aram Khalid Rana. Harriet Beatrice Rapley. Mia Lourdes Ratcliffe. Elise Rodzek. Francesca Paris Kate Rosa. Omama Ramash. Chloe Salins. Amit Uzi Cesar. Tara Shah. Asha Sharif. Jessica Slater. Dominique Smith. Zoe Marie Stevens. Miranda Stopforth George. Jasmine Sugarman. Bethany Simmons. Rosa Kate Tapsell. Nina Tasker. Lacey Hannah Thompson. Alicia Titchburn. Sarah Toffoli. Femke Christina van Diepenbeck. Eva van Hazebroek. Elizabeth Warren. Gabrielle Eve Whitaker Thompson. Emily Rebecca Wicks. Georgia Wilkinson. Victoria Winston. April Jane Wiswell. Alexander Matthew Wood. Zhu Wei Wu. Tianye Zhong. Jiadong Zhu. Yana Zhu. Roxana Claudia Zialonka. Nusheba Zian. And in psychology with international study with honours, Mary Ferguson Briggs. Georgina Roisin Fogarty. Rosa Elizabeth Hicks. Yumi Jailani. Laura Rose Johnson. Helen Light. Amanda Malcolm Barrington. Emma Louise McDougall. Sal Morana. And in Psychology with Placement Year with Honours, Jamie Lee Appleyard. Morenike Inanusa Bako. Chloe Brooks. Michelle Darcy. Sonia Mansouri. Ioana Catalina Pintelia. Helena Riley. Gayatri Sundarasan. Grace Vela. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Intercalated Award in Psychology with Honours, Abena Batia. Benjamin Calvert. Danish Hafiz. Laura Rico Hernando. Sunny Usher. And for the degree of Master of Science in Organizational Psychology, Marketa Provodova.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who have the honour and privilege of working in higher education, graduation is by far and away the most joyous day of the year. We often see our students who are coming to us because of pressures of deadlines or exams, and seeing the students today is an absolute joy. So thank you all very much for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the graduation ceremony. Can I now please ask our graduates to stand? You notice our graduates have now turned to graduates after the ceremony. And if you could do something useful with what you've been carrying around with you for most of today, which is your mortarboard. If you've got one, could you put it on your head, please? And make sure the tassels go to your left side. So much hair and so many sides. I think we're just about there. Could I now ask everyone else to rise, please, if you can, and join me in congratulating our class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University of Manchester, I congratulate our graduates and wish them every success and happiness in their future lives and careers. I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.